Vacuum pump failure on older Mercedes diesels is a very common problem. And I've learned with these old pumps that you have to treat them with kids' gloves. The reason is they're very messy and very dirty to work with. This pump is removed from a 1979 300D, and the type of pump is very similar to all those pumps from the early 1970s right up to 1979. The pump itself can be recognized by two lines that come into the top cap of the pump body. There are a number of different problems that can occur with these pumps, and I'll go through them with you now. The vacuum pump body is mounted to the front of the diesel engine. There's a camshaft on the timing device for the injection pump, which drives this shaft right here in an in and out motion, which produces the vacuum inside the pump. This rubber diaphragm is mounted in that location, and the pumping action moving the diaphragm up and down creates vacuum. To control the amount of vacuum and which direction it's moving, there are two check valves which are located in this cover, and that's mounted on the top of the pump, as you see here. Failure of the rubber diaphragm is the most common problem you'll see. You can imagine with all those miles of this thing pumping up and down and the diaphragm flexing, it will eventually crack. And when it does crack, oil will leak into the pump and you'll lose vacuum. And that's when your engine won't shut off, your door locks won't work, and other vacuum problems will crop up and rear their ugly head. The cracks usually occur right around this large washer. And in this particular diaphragm, there's a very fine crack that started, and you can see the amount of oil that started to leak inside the pump here. Besides the diaphragm, the check valves can also be a problem. You can see in this pump, they're all gummed up with heavy diesel oil. And when those check valves gum up, they won't open and close properly, and then the indication will be loss of vacuum or very weak vacuum readings with your gauge. The check valves and the diaphragm can be replaced, so those aren't a big problem. The other one is failure of the pumping mechanism itself. This usually occurs when this bearing disintegrates or a component inside here breaks, and when that happens, the whole pump fails, and the only option is to replace the pump. Let me introduce you to the kit I've developed for repairing these old vacuum pumps. This is one of the first kits I did probably 10 years ago, because once again, as I said earlier, this is a very common problem. If you have one of these old diaphragm type pumps and it hasn't been rebuilt, I would actually encourage you to rebuild it now before it leaves you stranded somewhere and fails you when you're on a long trip. Come on in close here and I'm going to show you the key components in this kit. I include all the replacement parts you'll need to install in your pump. This includes a check valve replacement kit, a new diaphragm, new hardware, a new pump to engine housing gasket, as well as the proper sealant to seal this gasket. Having the parts is one thing, but getting them installed is a whole different matter. And that's where my special tool comes in handy. You're probably chuckling, saying, well, what's with a piece of plywood? How can that be a special tool? Well, I've developed this little tool to help you press the pump together to allow you to remove this diaphragm and replace it. You got to remember there's a heavy spring in there that's trying to compress. So this will make installation of the diaphragm much easier, as well as a brand new Allen wrench, the proper fit to those Allen bolts that hold the pump to the engine block. If you round out those Allen heads, you will indeed have a big problem. And then finally, I include complete illustrated instructions. This is a 7-page instruction sheet which has step-by-step illustrations for each move you'll have to make to remove this pump from your engine and successfully rebuild it yourself.
No, I am not Kent Bergsma. Your eyes are not deceiving you. I am Joel Bergsma. I don't know where my dad ran off to. We're just trying to wrap up this shoot and get going and get out of here. And I think I found my dad. Anyway, if you want to learn more about vacuum pump replacement, check out our website at Mercedessource.com. Use the search box and search things like vacuum pump or vacuum, and you'll probably find the information you need.